The Killer, directed by David Fincher, premiered at 80th Venice International Film Festival on September 3, 2023. It received a limited theatrical release before becoming available for streaming on Netflix. The movie is based on a French graphic novel of the same name and stars Michael Fassbender in the lead role. The plot follows an assassin who becomes embroiled in an international manhunt after a hit goes wrong. The film was well received by critics, garnering positive reviews. But as I got to know about this film, I was curious why the director David Fincher made this film. He does really well in dark crime genre movies like Fight Club, Gone Girl, Seven, but he does more amazing job in other type of movies like Social Network, Curious Case of Benjamin Button, and Mank. In Killer movie we see an assassin and we can hear his inner monologue throughout the movie. How he approaches his job, professional challenges, and philosophy. We get to know all of it. This type of inner monologue theme is widely explored in so many movies like American Psycho, Taxi Driver, Memento, and my recent and favorite example being You series. The question here is, why choose a dark crime story again after doing so many of them? Well, to understand this, we would have to take a look at his earlier works. Before making a name for himself in feature films, Fincher honed his craft and gained recognition through his work in commercial advertising. He had done a lot of traditional commercials, but there's one commercial that's fascinating to watch. His commercial for American Cancer Society. This got him a lot of praise. It explores a strong theme, which we would witness throughout his filmography.
Your unborn child. You do. Every time you smoke while you're pregnant.
His entry into feature filmmaking began with Alien 3 in 1992. Although the production of Alien 3 was fraught with challenges, and David Fincher has often expressed dissatisfaction with the final product, it was a significant stepping stone in his career. He himself won't consider this movie in his filmography, as he admittedly worked on this movie just to get his foot in the Hollywood. This is the reason we won't use this movie in our analysis. His next movie was Seven, released in the year 1995. The film stars Brad Pitt and Morgan Freeman as two detectives, the young and impulsive detective Davis Mills and the seasoned and soon-to-retired detective William Somerset. They are tasked with hunting down a serial killer who uses the 7 deadly sins as his motive. Now this is a surface level theme of the movie, but really the movie explores the nature of evil and the moral dilemmas faced by those who confront it. This is the underlying theme that makes the movie so special. His next movie was Game 1997. The story of the movie centers on Nicholas, a wealthy and emotionally distant investment banker living in San Francisco. Nicholas is estranged from his family and leads a solitary, controlled life. His world is upended when his brother Conrad gives him a unique birthday gift, a voucher for a mysterious game offered by a company called CRS. As Nicholas engages in this game, his life is turned upside down. The lines between the game and reality blur, leading to increasingly intense and dangerous situations. He finds himself caught in a wave of intrigue and uncertainty, where he can't distinguish what's part of the game and what's real. The film explores the theme of control, isolation, and the unraveling of one's meticulously constructed reality. It dwells into psychological impact of extreme situations on a person's character and life choices. After this, Fincher directed a movie about which we aren't allowed to talk about. It is known for exploration of themes like identity, consumerism, and social alienation. The point here is David Fincher doesn't just make movies for the sake of it. He is a director who has something to say about the world. I think what he explores many times comes from his time spent in making commercials. He knows about the corporate world, creativity, and frustrations of consumerism. All these things have reflected on his filmography throughout his career. So now his movie, The Killer, is just doing that. This is a movie that has something to say. On surface level, it's a movie about very focused serial killer who is credited as the killer on IMDb. He is very methodical. He has a ritual. He has rules. He has focus tactics such as listening to music. He believes quotes like, "Do what thou will shall be the whole of the law," but doesn't care to remember who said it. He just wants to believe these things to rationalize killing people. He presents us with the number of how many people are born and died each second. How what he does in this world wouldn't make any difference on those stats. He just wants to rationalize his wrongdoings. He's working with a specialized agency. He never misses his target, but one day he does. As a consequence, the agency sends some assassins to his house to kill him. The client who hired him was really angry, and to rectify that mistake, they did that. At home, the killer is not present, but his girlfriend is, who gets hurt in the confrontation. The killer makes a promise to himself that this kind of thing would never happen again. He would kill everyone who was responsible for this and leave this job behind. To track down those responsible, he locates a cab driver who had transported the assassins to his residence. The cab driver begs for his life, yet he is mercilessly killed. Then he confronts his boss, where the boss's secretary is also present. After eliminating the boss without obtaining any leads on the assassin, he turns to the secretary, who possesses the crucial information. Aware of her fate, she begs for her death to be disguised as an accident so her family can claim insurance money. After extracting the information, he, usually unyielding in his methods, acquiesces to her request and makes it appear as an accident by pushing her down the stairs. He has set of rules, but he does struggle to abide by that. The circumstances presented in front of him are not in his control. The way he will react is not in his control. Sometimes he has struggled to abide by his rules. The secretary was harmless. There was no risk. That's why he fulfills her wishes. Next he goes to one of the assassins, who is a buffed man. He kills him with a lot of struggle. After that, the next assassin is a lady played by Tilda Swinton. I wondered why she was cast in this role, because it's a small role, but her character is really important to the film. Her involvement in this project is completely justified. She is having a quite nice dinner when he approaches her and sits at her table. He can't kill her in the restaurant because of his rules. He doesn't like to be seen. He likes to be discreet. She knows that this will be her last meal and orders alcohol. She starts a conversation with him. This conversation plays a crucial role in what this movie is trying to say. She contemplates that she had no idea that her death was so near. If she knew, she might have enjoyed life a little more. She tells him an important story. The story goes as follows. A hunter enters the woods and encounters a large grizzly bear, the biggest he's ever seen. He shoots at the bear and it appears to fall. When he approaches, he finds no trace of the bear, the shot, or any evidence of his action. Suddenly, the bear reappears unharmed and confronts the hunter. The bear gives the hunter an ultimatum. Either he will kill him or sodomize him. Hunter wants to live, so he chooses the second option. The following day, Hunter returns with a bigger gun, intent on killing the bear. He finds the bear, shoots, and the same situation repeats. The bear confronts him again with the same ultimatum. The pattern continues with the hunter bringing increasingly powerful weapon each day, including a bazooka, but the bear always reappears unharmed. In the final scene, after the hunter uses the bazooka and is knocked back by its recoil, the bear stands over him and makes a suggestive comment, implying that the hunter's true motive for returning isn't hunting, but rather the encounter with the bear. Her point being, it is the chase we like. She and the killer are alike. For years, she had the opportunity to leave her profession, to stay away from the edge of danger that defined her life. She and the killer were not wanting for wealth. They had enough money to start a new life in any corner of the world. They could buy any luxuries of life. Yet, they remained in their treacherous path, neither willing to abandon the thrill of the chase, the intoxication of the risk that fueled their existence. She often reflected on this, the allure of perilous game they played. There wasn't any obligation that kept them locked in this game, but they liked the danger itself, the rush of adrenaline, the heart-pounding excitement of living on the edge. It was a siren song too seductive to ignore. As she prepared for what she knew would be her final encounter, she accepted her fate. The killer lured her to a secluded spot near the river. In a calculated move, she fakes a fall, seemingly vulnerable and in need of assistance. But as she reached out for a helping hand, the killer kills her. In her last moment, it is revealed that she too was prepared to strike. In her hand there was a knife, a silent testament of her readiness to end killer's life. Even in the face of her own demise, her commitment to the game never wavered. She was a player to the end, relentless of her pursuit of a thrill. This story serves as a poignant reminder of dangers of obsession, of allowing one's profession or passions to consume one's life entirely. It underscores the importance of recognizing when enough is enough, of understanding when to step back and enjoy fruits of one's labor. The pursuit of financial freedom, of security and comfort is often the driving force behind our endeavors. However, if we become too engrossed in the process, too addicted to the game, we risk losing sight of the very life we work so hard to improve. The story cautions us to find balance, to remember that ultimate goal is not just to succeed in our work, but to enjoy life that our work makes possible. Maybe he just wanted the thrill of revenge. That's why he goes on a revenge mission. In the end, he has accepted that he has to let go of his profession. He wants to live a peaceful life with his partner. There's a subtle detail that needs to be addressed. When he tells viewers that he has left his life behind, there is a twitch in his eyes. This represents that even though he is committed to leave his past behind, he still has urges to get back to the job. This points out the issue that it's not very easy to let go, but we should nonetheless. I really loved the movie because of these underlying themes, and I think it was an important movie to make. If you haven't watched it, I highly recommend you guys to watch it too.